pretty confident like it's going to be stronger, it's better, we can wrap up this story, it'll be fun, it'll be positive. However, I will have to kind of repeat what we were just talking about and everything, because
Oh, that's fine.
yeah,
We didn't get any of that.
we got like 3 minutes of conversation before everything got fucked from the internet connection. But it looks like everything's connecting here. We're looking good. About 15 seconds out. Everybody watching, make sure you check out those sponsors you see down there. They help us out. Hey, we're live again. What's up? Yeah, so anybody watching this, yeah, we tried to run this live. We only got like a handful of minutes in before the internet was booting us out. I've been having internet connection issues all day. Hopefully it's fixed now. The Spectrum was out there fixing things up on the pole, so should be all good now. Yeah, so anybody tuning in, this is Team Spicy. It's been a while. Some of the team has had a lot of things come up, and scheduling's been tough. As you may know, the quarantine life, pandemic shit has been tough in general, But yeah, it's been kind of rough to schedule and continue this, and unfortunately, Team Spicy has got to come to an end. But at least we were able to kind of work this out and get together and do a kind of wrap-up session. So anybody following the Team Spicy story, you've seen the first couple sessions of official Red rules. You'll get some closure at least to kind of what was going on and those characters, maybe where they're headed and what's happening. Yeah, and before we get going again, let me thank Mickey, who plays our solo Viking. I know you're sick and you're still, making this happen. I really appreciate that. And Heather, who plays Eddie. I know you're just getting over being sick and on the trail end of that, if not still kind of feeling it, and we're in the hospital and stuff. So again, I appreciate, you guys making the time and kind of having fun getting through this. And then Alex, of course, on a different time zone, making the time to make it work. And I know you're taking time away from another campaign that you were able to start up, and that always sucks to have to pull away. But at least you're giving us the time so we can put some closure to Team Spicy. I'm excited about that. Let's get the chat open just in case. We're lucky enough to have people actually come back and watch us again. They were with us for a few moments and then we kind of disconnected on them, but we should be good. Okay, cool. Yeah, there's at least a handful of people back watching. They caught on that we're live again, so that's good. Let's see here. I want to make sure we're not frozen. All right, it should be working now. I think people could hear us, but they couldn't see the video moving. But yeah, all right, chat's open. We're ready to go. I want to do, before we get started, well, first off, like I said before, thanks to the sponsors that are kind of helping me out and hooking things up. Check out cyberpunkuncensored.com. You'll see the partners page. Lots of cool discounts and things there to explore. But I do want to recap kind of where Team Spicy left off, kind of where we were. And hey, what's up, Bruce Ford? Thanks for coming back. We had some internet connection problems, but we're back. But yeah, I want to recap, where we were at with Team Spicy the past couple sessions and where we left off, and then kind of where we're at now. First off, Valentine was hired by the company he works for, Continental Brands, by Olivia Forsyth, the CEO there, to go and do some covert bomb placement at some satellite on a roof of some club, and I guess that was owned by a rival company and some things there, but you guys pulled it off. Rescued some of the people, made a big fuss, ended up maybe not being as discreet or under the radar as it could have been, but you still pulled off the mission, and that was cool, and everybody got paid. But the bouncer guy, I guess, took some video, and then they were in the hospital interviewing other people that were there, and I guess it was cool the bartender didn't narc anybody out, but the bouncer definitely talked shit, and provided the video, so there's that going on. Then it was like, I guess the company told Valentine, take some time off, you and Cody lay low, we've got to try to clean up this mess because, it's bad press and all that, and they don't want to be attached to, the bombing, and they want to get you in the clear of that, obviously, because you work for the company. But during that downtime, Viking had a little situation. You guys were all hanging out in his building in the combat zone. And as you know, Viking kind of helps protect the building and keep things at peace, at least in that little section of the neighborhood. And but yeah, there's been a van coming through the combat zone regularly for months. They've been snatching up people of all ages, not just kids, but women, adults, everybody. And who knows what's going on there. But there's you guys kind of tracked some of that down through a neighborhood kid putting a tracer on, and ended up at the docks, fought a bunch of pirates and scavengers, and rescued a couple girls, the neighborhood girl that was taken, and got a bunch of files, and his agent to the pirates, the people that were doing the human trafficking. So you were having Cody try to hack that to get to the bottom of that, to maybe end their human trafficking stuff or kidnapping situation or whatever, at least get some revenge. But that Cody's working on that. During that process, Viking ended up losing a hand, got a critical injury. That was kind of rough. And in the time of Red, you can't just go and say, okay, well, let me just replace the arm. You actually have to go through, being stabilized in the therapy process of that injury, that critical injury, before you can move on to get other surgeries and other things done, because there's all kinds of stabilization things when it comes to like the immune system and heart and nervous system and all that. I guess it's not as simple as just, well, if I hurt myself here, let me just cut it up here and start over. I guess that it's part of the process. Unfortunately, whether that makes sense or not, that's how the Red rules kind of are. And you currently don't have the money to get the arm done. But you were able to kind of just hack and slash a cybernetic arm off of one of the enemies. You'll have to kind of find a good tech that can maybe fix that for you, and then a Ripper doc to maybe install it and get this all that process started. You're at least able to get stabilized, get the healing process started. We'll say some time has passed. Everybody was able to get armor fixed, get their hit points back, but you definitely have to save up your eddies and get the right hookups to get that arm taken care of. Otherwise, you got to save up even more eddies and do it professionally at the hospital or whatever. But who has that kind of money? You got to kind of work your angles, I would suggest. But I think that's kind of where we were at. Am I right about that? Did I miss anything?
I think you got everything.
It's funny, everybody on push to talk now, because you guys aren't feeling well and stuff, I know, but it's just funny. Everybody's like, didn't forget nothing. Like, it's funny. Yeah, so like I said, we'll say that for a few days after you were able to kind of rescue that girl and get things going, Viking was able to at least get the healing process started and heal back. Everyone else was able to heal. You were able to get the repairs done that you need. And everybody's somewhat back to normal, with the exception of Viking with no hand. And yeah, other than that, over the days, Eddie Brass, being the rocker boy, and just anybody watching, Valentine is our exec, Eddie is our rocker boy, Viking is our solo. And but Eddie Brass, you saw some articles released talking about the cyberbar footage and making you look guilty, bringing up past records and song lyrics. And the media who wrote it is that one bitch, Olivia Trooper, that's been gunning for you and your band. She's always hating on you and your band ever since you declined having her as your personal media going on tour back in the day. So I'm sure you remember her, but she's been writing some bad shit. But honestly, no press is bad press. And in your case, the shit she's saying actually makes you look even cooler to your fans. Yeah, it puts the heat on you a little bit, maybe hurts your case if something really pops up, because they are looking for you for questioning, as you know. That makes you look bad. But as far as a rocker boy, pretty fucking cool.
Especially very anti-establishment.
Exactly. Like, considering how Eddie Brass is, that kind of press actually isn't hurting, Probably getting more fans out of that shit.
Sales have gone up by...
Exactly. Aside from that, Cody has been trying to hack the digital log and the agent, the digital log from the boat and the agent that he had. But it's encrypted a bit above his skill level. And he suggests his cousin Jinx, who works for some underground company and is just a better net runner and has some tech background and hookups. So he kind of like establishes that and gets that hookup happening. Because she's a cousin, she's down to kind of help it out for free. You also get to meet her. She seems pretty cool, but she's definitely more anti-establishment, anti-corp style. She kind of is more like that than otherwise, even though she works for a corp. But she is down to kind of help because of what it is, even though like she typically might not like to help her cousin Cody, who is very much so in the exec world as a netrunner. You know what I mean? But she's down to help, and she says that she can take care of it. It shouldn't take her long. She'll hit you guys back soon. Maybe you'll owe her a favor sometime, but like Cody said, it's family. She's cool, so you can trust that. Other than that, you guys have been hanging out, and like I said, healing and repairing. Valentine gets a call from Olivia Forsyth, and let's just see if let's first get you guys over to Night City, since that's where you guys are hanging out right now. And since I do have the Night City map right here that our Talsorian Games released, plus I have the advanced copy of Red. Obviously we do, but there's the new Night City, which is awesome. You can see the hot zone there in the middle, and corporate zone is no longer right there. So like they're kind of spread out. They no longer kind of want to be right up next to each other so much. At least in these areas, But yeah, there's all the sections. You guys are just kind of chilling, like I said. Olivia Forsyth gives Valentine a call. Let me see. I've got her right here. And you're familiar with Olivia Forsyth. She's hit you up before. But yeah, your agent's ringing, Valentine.
Oh boy. Okay. Pick it up and hope for some good news.
Yeah, she's just like, hey, sweetie, we fixed your messy situation. You can get back on the clock now. I'm sending you an address to one of our new Oasis locations. We need some system cleaning. It seems Petrochem left some nasty programs in there. So bring Cody with you and get that station cleaned up and ready. Thanks, sweetie. She hangs up. Soon after that, your agent just kind of beeps, with the coordinates and a 4-digit code for the locks at the station.
Cool. Oh man. Well, I'll call up Eddie and Viking.
Yo, what up, man?
Ring, ring. Well, I got some work. If you're interested, we're
what's the gig? I mean, yeah.
we're thwarting a Petrochem attack.
I mean, you know what I always say: fuck Petrochem, right?
Right?
Yep, that's why we get along so well.
Yeah, it's one of those. Petrochem has those Chew for You stations, and now Oasis was a subsidiary, but in the time of Red, they kind of broke off and went above and beyond Petrochem. They don't really get along, but they're definitely taking over the stations and turning them into their Oasises. Continental Brands is turning the Chew for You stations from Petrochem into Oasises, and that's what they've done with this one. So they recently acquired it from Petrochem, and they needed Cody and you guys to go and basically just make sure it's cleaned up. The system in there has some nasty programs, she said, so that's why you guys need to get Cody there to go clean that up.
Oh yeah, we love Cody. What does an Oasis do? What is
an Oasis station is basically like, think of it like a 7-Eleven or Circle K, but one of those ones that has a little bit of everything, at least when things are in stock. Like you can go there and get kibble and like quick food items and stuff like that, and drinks and smash. But then they also have like just normal care items, like to live. It's like, mini grocery store and supermarket meets department store or something. But it depends on what's in stock. But they're kind of like the only one out there now taking over other, than the Chew for You stations by Petrochem.
So
that would be Mickey's favorite place.
I've been picturing like those turnoff stops on the Jersey Turnpike where they literally are like a little town.
Yeah. Yeah, they're just pretty much like a big, big, they're all different sizes, but like a big or a small gas station, but one of those ones that's not just to pay for gas or whatever. It actually has like the little store inside and stuff, you know. What's up, Isaac? I see you're in the chat too. Thanks for joining us, man. But yeah, I'll get the street sounds going since you guys are hanging out in the city. For those of you on the team that didn't get a chance to download Sirenscape, I know you're not able to hear it, but I assure you there's city noises and sirens and cars and things going on. Use your mind's ear, not mind's eye. Use your mind's ear, I guess, and kind of imagine that. Add that to your mind's eye shit for this game and just picture. I'll tell you when sounds are coming in. Yeah, you guys are hanging out in the city. Valentine called you, told you what the gig was. You guys agreed to it, so I imagine you guys can all get together. So yeah, you guys get together. You've got the address, the coordinates.
You'll let Cody know where to meet us. I'll spot him the cab there.
Yeah, he takes a, you guys can all do the whole metro car or combat cab out of the city.
Combat Uber pool.
Yeah, you're gonna have to do something because it's it's to an Oasis station, formerly a Petrochem True for You station. It's just outside of Haywood, Santo Domingo. So if you're looking at the map, you can kind of see where that is in the, I don't know, kind of southeast portion of the map. But it's out there past the Haywood, Santo Domingo area in kind of like the reclaimed perimeter. So like heading out on the main highway off one of those streets is where the coordinates is kind of bringing up this Oasis.
So I go to I actually go to my neighbor, the one who I helped with this kid. I'm like, hey man, I hate to do this to you, but do you guys need your van today?
He's like, oh, I don't have it now. It's being fixed. I had to get some work done.
Fair enough. Straight up, man. Straight up. Thanks for the heads up. Talk to you later. Take care.
Yeah, no problem, man. Anytime if you need it, you got it.
Cab.
Yeah, it looks like we're taking a cab, man. Our van is our van hookup has it in the shop at the moment.
Yeah, and you guys can pull together. I can kind of, I don't know, we'll save you a little money. We'll just say it's a couple hundred eddies, and you can get out there at least. And we'll say you can just kind of scoop up Cody on the way. We'll make that, keep the price all in one.
Yeah, word up.
Okay, cool. Yeah, let me bring up the. Yeah, so you guys pretty much drive out through the city, and like I said, it takes you through Haywood, Santo Domingo. You guys end up, getting out through, I don't know, the wasteland kind of areas where it's very desolate and not much going on there. Kind of entering, I guess, what's considered the desert, and we'll get some of the searing wind noises and stuff now. So. Thanks to Sirenscape, our sponsor, you guys have desert noises going on now. I'll fill you in as we go, like I said, since some of you don't have the player hooked up yet. But there you go on roll 20. You guys are kind of pulling up to this Oasis station. You can kind of see, you guys see it on the map, correct?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay, good. I just wanted to make sure it was coming through. Everybody give me a perception roll as you guys are pulling up and pulling in and getting dropped off.
I don't see shit.
Okay, cool. Yeah, at least, Eddie is preoccupied. I'm not sure what he's doing, but he's not paying attention as he should be. Maybe he's dealing with the cab or doing something, I don't know. But Viking and Valentine definitely know. As you guys are pulling up, you kind of get a lay of the land or whatever, but it's the back and sides are surrounded by hills and mountains, which you can kind of see are the gray. So it's almost like horseshoed in this little cut with hills and mountains. Everything appears barren, very desert-like. A little ways down the road, you can see a couple factories and smokestacks. There's some big craters in the parking lot and burn marks up the side of the building. which are obvious signs of when Continental Brands took this location from Petrochem. It doesn't appear to be purchased through a deal, if you know what I mean. It has tinted windows. You can't really see inside. All the doors appear closed as far as pulling up. And you can see these little brown circles over here off to the side. Those are just big craters. And this whole side of the building is kind of like charred, like the bricks and stuff. So there was definitely some shit that went down, I guess, maybe during the transition period from True For You station to Oasis. But yeah, you guys pull up, pay the cab. It's taken off. You guys are pretty much out street side, we'll say down here. These 4 squares are just where the gas pumps would typically be. Nothing seems to be in service. This is like Olivia described, a very new station you guys acquired. So you got to clean up. Cody needs to clean up the system that's in there from the bad programs before everything can run under the Oasis brand.
Looking up at the mountain wall that seems to be surrounding us, do I notice any like shimmers or glimmers up there of something non-natural?
No.
Okay.
No, you don't notice anything. And also entering this, kind of, it's not so much a combat situation, but since it's a heightened situation, you're going into, something where at least Cody's feeling like it might be combat. At least he's got to get in the system and deal with programs, You can allocate your combat awareness points now if you just want to let me know, just so we're aware of where things are. Because some of that stuff is in threat detection, which goes to awareness checks and stuff. I didn't know if that was part of what you're doing, since you already rolled a perception.
Yeah, I'm not putting any into it just yet. I'm gonna focus some more onto the combat, so give myself the +1 in damage and attack.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So no glimmers up there. And with that perception, you got a pretty good scan of the area. And Valentine definitely did too. Nothing out of the ordinary. It's pretty much how I described it.
So start making our way. Sorry, go ahead, man.
No, I was just gonna say, yeah, the winds are blowing. Let me get your tokens on there. Hold on, make sure. Brass, Viking, Valentine. All right, you guys are on the map. You guys can let me know what you want to do.
Well, Viking, do you want to be first in?
Yeah, I'd prefer it, and I'm still gonna recommend we travel as close to the wall as possible, keeping our heads kind of low.
Does Valentine want to be in the middle or take rear?
I'll take the back.
Sounds good.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can see right here is the front doors from where you guys are. That's what you see. And the whole front is just a bunch of tinted windows, very low wall. You guys can probably crawl down beneath it like Viking was suggesting if you want, but that's what you see on this side. There's cricket noises.
I was gonna say I'm waiting for Mickey. Mickey said he's taking point, but
Okay, so hold on. Let me move my character here. Do we see a door on this side where the gas pumps would be?
Yeah, there's a door right here. 2 double doors right here.
Okay, cool. Sorry, it's difficult for me to see for a second there.
Yeah, there's 2 double doors and then windows along either side along the front of the building. And since you guys are on this side, you can see on this side of the building is just solid brick with like the char marks going up from these big craters in the ground. That's what you can see from where you guys are at.
So I'm moving along the wall there. I've got I got my axe out and approaching those doors, keeping my head low to the windows.
Okay, cool. Yeah, give me a stealth roll. Nice. Yeah, you're creeping right along that ground like a sneaky little snake. You're slithering, no one sees you, you're all low. You're making it.
See, you lose a hand, you gain stealth abilities.
Yeah,
That's the key here.
You just put your
Just
arms
wait to make noise.
your arms back and you're on the ground just
Do you want us to make stealth rolls too, if we're following?
If you're following, yeah, do that. I just want to see if anybody's making noise or popping up in the frame of the window. See how well you guys do since you're trying to crawl along there. Nice.
I'll stay put for now. I
Okay.
know my history with stealth rolls. Every single one has been a 1.
See,
All right.
I think you need to embrace it and be Crunk from Emperor's New Groove. Just give yourself a theme song.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Yeah, that's good. Eddie makes it up too, nice and sneaky like. You guys are up at the front door.
Oh, where's Cody at?
Okay, now we just kick the door down.
I need to put him on there. Here, let's use. Let me find somebody we can make Cody. Yeah, we never did give him his own token or icon or whatever, you know.
He's background, it's fine.
Yeah. Oh, I don't have anything that looks the part for him really, but whatever. We'll have this be him just for the sake of the play. There he is. He's hanging out with you, Valentine. He's waiting for Eddie and Viking to make sure it's clear for him to go get in the system.
Oh, he's dressed a lot snazzier than usual.
Yeah. Like I said, I didn't have a good. We never did, make the art form a token. So I just I'm winging it with what I have. At least it's one of the younger guys here. Actually, I think that was like one of the Yakuza hitmen guys from the other stations. But whatever, we'll play like that's Cody. Very loose, and not as sharply dressed. But yeah, he's chilling with you, Valentine. Eddie and Viking, you're up at the front door.
All right, so the front doors, are they solid or are they like most convenience stores where it's like glass?
Glass. 2 double doors, glass.
And when you say tinted, is it still able to be like looked through, or are we talking like straight mirrored tint?
No, like blacked out. You can't see through it.
All right, cool. Then I'm gonna it probably has a chime, so there's probably no point, but I'm gonna do it anyway. I'm gonna try to slowly open the door just a little, just to get like a peek in there.
It's locked. You can see like a little code system on the door. Valentine has the 4-digit code. It came with the coordinates.
I look back at them and I go, it's locked.
Get your booty on up here, man.
No. I have an internal agent, so I'm gonna just relay you the code.
Valentine
Thank
stayed back at his little condo, and he's like texting you from there. He's like, yeah, here's the code. Let me know how that turns out.
This is just like Zen in the air up on the roof.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At least he was helping call shots, and
It was very helpful.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, you send the code. You got the 4-digit code. You see the little keypad. You can easily put that in and unlock it.
Yeah, I punch it in and unlock it.
It's unlocked. You hear it go.
Now I like slightly open it and take a peek in there.
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
Just stick your whole head in there. That way they have something to shoot at.
Yeah, when you push the door open, it definitely goes boom, and you hear like a little ring kind of go out throughout the store, announcing that the door has been opened. You peek in. It's pretty dark in there. There's a couple little emergency lights like on each side of the walls, but nothing is on. You can see it looks like there's a handful of bodies on the ground. But just by peeking in, you can't see enough about them or whatever, but you definitely see there's some bodies laying on the ground. And some normal stuff. Let me reveal. Since you are peeking in here, let me take away some of that fog of war. At least what you can see, you know. You can see there's like you can see on that there's a first row of like goods and stuff. It doesn't look like any of the shelves are stocked with anything. They look kind of ransacked and empty. Obviously, this is a new takeover or whatever to become Oasis. But you do see like off to the center right what looks like a center counter. There's like refrigerator doors on one side and on the other. And like I said, you can see like what looks like a handful of bodies up in the darkness and stuff. But you can't see too much just peeking in.
Well, given that the chime went off, I pushed the door open the rest of the way. I'm still creeping because like I don't want to fully give away my position, but I'm going to move in and move directly behind this shelf that's right here by the front to work my way around the perimeter.
Yeah, move in.
I will follow.
Let me see where you guys are going. Okay, cool. Yeah, you can get in, and those shelves are only like, chest high, so you can see past them and kind of see the interior of the store once you enter. When you go in, the chime goes off again, boom, like kind of passing some sensor. Yeah, you can see that there's a bunch of shelves that typically hold goods. Like I said, everything's pretty much empty. You can see like different shelves and cabinets off to the side. In the very back, you can see what looks like a cooler doors, and they look open. They're all just kind of like open, ransacked, nothing really in there. There are some empty containers and bottles and things here and there. Front cash register, you can see the register right there. And then you see, a few bodies over here. You can see what looks like a leg sticking out over here, so maybe there's another body around that corner of the shelf. It looks like there's another body sticking out from over here. So just by glance, it looks like, I don't know, maybe 4 or 5 bodies scattered around from where you're at anyways.
And the shelves are empty?
Yeah, everything is pretty much empty and ransacked.
I was looking forward to some jerky and nuts.
It's not that kind of establishment, man. I'll start moving my way around this way to the leg.
All right. Yeah, you see there's definitely a body down on that side.
Give it a little pokey poke with the axe there.
Yeah, no movement. Looks pretty stiff actually, like it's been here a while.
Go ahead and search that sucker.
You know what we should do? Split the party more. I'm gonna go on the other side of the room.
Yeah, Valentine says it's Night City. Every establishment is that kind of establishment. Yeah, there's another body over there too as well. Looks pretty blue and stiff. But yeah, just looking at the bodies from where you're at, give me another perception roll. And I know you're searching it, Viking. I'll tell you that in a minute too. I just wanted to see how much you're noticing about it as you go through. And Eddie as well, since you're over there with another body.
Sounds good.
Even there's still desert windstorm sounds going on. You're out in the middle of nowhere. Yeah, Eddie's not noticing. You're just kind of more overtaken by, yeah, it's a dead body and stuff. Not noticing too many details. But Viking, you notice that the body has definitely been dead a while. It's stiff. It's wearing a petrochem security suit, which looks like they're all kind of wearing the same suit based on what you saw in the other bodies, and now you're getting a closer look at this one. And you see the petrochem logo, so security. But you are noticing that the body in the suit has like tattoos and piercings like on the face and stuff, and like a mohawk. It definitely doesn't look like a petrochem guard.
Interesting.
So go ahead, man. Go. You go.
All right. Since Viking and Eddie are in there poking around, and I don't hear gunfire yet, me and Cody will wander up to the front.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. And you guys have those intercoms, so you can like hear like little chatter. So when Viking and Eddie are like, oh, there's looking at the body, just let me know if you're kind of saying those things out loud or communicating it to the rest of the team. But yeah, you can.
Yeah, I relay my findings, and I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
Yeah, and Eddie, you notice when after Viking points it out, the body you're looking at is wearing a petrochem suit as well, and has some visible tattoos coming up the neck and stuff. Definitely, looks like a skinny dude. Doesn't really look like the petrochem guard style of person, anyways.
With maybe human perception or education or local expert, could I get a read on who these people actually are, and maybe are they impersonating security?
Yeah, what's your give me, do you have deduction? Because local knowledge and area, that's kind of specific to an area. You're supposed to pick an area. But you could give me, let me see what you have. If you don't have,
I didn't take deduction because it felt like kind of a cheat. I like to work things out on my own rather than rolling the dice and saying, hey, give me.
Yeah. You can give me, human perception, and you can give me maybe conceal reveal object. I know you have it listed as weapon, but just put that, and I'll kind of combine those things as if you're reading the human, but we know he's dead. It's not like you're reading his emotions, Okay, great. Those were awesome rolls. Yeah, just by kind of looking at it, you can definitely tell that like this doesn't fit in with the typical petrochem guards, and you guys have dealt with petrochem guards. You know what they're typically like, and they're usually kind of clean cut and through the process, drug tested, and very private guard style, not hired third party. So this isn't fitting in. You're picking up with that type of role that these guys look like booster gangers. Like this is some type of booster gang. Maybe they took the suits. Maybe somebody put them in them. Whatever. But they're definitely not petrochem guards. And also Viking, since you were searching them too, all of them have empty pockets. Since you're going through this body, and we can have Eddie look too, since you're portraying the same info. Nothing is pockets, but there is a rifle next to him, and there's a rifle next to the other one, Eddie, too, as well.
So first of all, I'm gonna pick up the rifle and see if it's got any rounds in it.
No rounds. And you can give me. You have like a general tech roll, or like weaponsmith or anything like that. Wait, I don't. There's not weaponsmith in this, is there? No.
No, but
we're up to the official red rules. I got to make sure I stick on the proper skills here. But yeah, you can give me a general tech roll. I'll
sure.
let you do that. Yeah.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. Let me get to it on my sheet.
Yeah, no problem. But yeah, and Eddie, the other body too. Again, really nothing on him, just a rifle laying next to the body. And while you're looking up that skill, we'll say Cody does a little scan to try to see where the access points for the system are, and he's like, oh, okay, cool. Looks like the access point is right inside behind the front counter. He's like, while you guys are checking shit out, I'm gonna get to work.
Good.
So, go ahead.
I was going to tell Cody to have a seat. It's covered.
Yeah, he'll go behind the counter and he'll sit on the floor, so at least the counter's covering him for the most part. And he's getting out his deck and getting ready to jack into the system. But he's preparing to do that. What were you saying, Viking?
I rolled 6 on that tech roll. I wasted a crit on a 3d10 by accident.
Oh, a 6? Yeah, you don't really notice anything. It's not really your specialty, but there's definitely no rounds in this rifle.
Yeah, I pick it up and just kind of sling it on my back, not thinking anything of it other than, hey, easy money, and I can put towards a hand. There's a back room entrance back here. It looks like on the wall there, though. Yeah.
Yeah, and let's do this. Everybody, click on your token, and then give me initiative. That way we can just start going in order. Not that we're in combat or anything like that, but I just want to give everybody an equal turn here as we're going around, since everybody's in there doing different things. Okay, nice. Yeah, Eddie, what's up? What are you doing?
Honestly, he's probably gonna just like skirt along the perimeter and sort of just make his way towards the back of the building.
Okay. Yeah, use your movement. Let me know where you're going. Okay. Yeah, you get back there, and you can kind of see in this doorway. It looks like past that doorway, which is open. It looks like it goes into some type of break room or something. And again, all the shelves, everything is just pretty much empty. Looks like this place, it's in a transition period.
Sounds good.
Cool. And Viking?
Yeah, I'm gonna move to that back wall too. Square represents 1 on our move, correct?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, cool. Then yeah, I make it back to this doorway here. And I should have 1 extra move point left if I can go inside that room.
Yeah, you can do that, and you can see that it's pretty much a hallway. There's a back door that's closed right here. So that door is closed. There's a door right here that's closed, and it looks like it just says cold storage. And then this door is closed, or open, sorry. And you can see in there, and it looks like an office. You're up enough, you can see in there. And Valentine? What's the exec doing? What's he up to?
I guess I'll ask Viking and Eddie if they found anything interesting.
Yeah, I got the office back here. Any files that you might need are probably in here.
Kind of hoping you'd tell me that there were no bullets in that rifle.
Oh, well, that information already was relayed back when I was searching.
Okay, fair enough. Then I'm gonna wander around looking for any kind of bullet holes or signs of combat. Because if they brought a rifle here and it's got no bullets in it, either there was combat and they emptied the mag, or there's some fuckery afoot.
Yeah, give me a perception roll.
Next time I make a character for you, Rob, I'm gonna put perception at the top.
You guys explore a lot. You look around a lot. Yeah, you're not noticing anything. You're definitely not noticing any bullet holes anywhere. But with a perception roll like that, there's a lot more of store to cover. Probably take you another turn to do some more searching.
Well, as long as I'm not dodging bullets, that's what I'm doing.
Yeah. At least nobody's shooting you right now. Okay. Yeah, and Cody is just jacking in, and he's like, "Yeah, guys, I'm in the system. All right, this shouldn't take me long." He's like, "Yeah, I'm seeing about four levels down. Let me get into this." Eddie Brass, what are you doing?
He's probably gonna move back into the other room and check it out.
Okay. Yeah, it's like I said, it's a break room. Typical break room stuff. There's like a little table and chair. Everything's kind of dirty and ransacked. There's really nothing there. There's an open door in a bathroom right there. And nothing special.
There a person?
No.
Is there a person covered in boils getting sick in there?
No. But somebody definitely didn't flush. So there's that situation.
Ew.
I had to give you something. I don't know.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. I do what I want. All right, Viking.
I'm gonna actually open the cold storage and take a look in there, because that seems interesting.
Right. Hey, what's up? Renegade and Chris Bennett are in the chat. Thanks for joining. I believe that's Renegade, who's playing on the Cyberpunk 2020 campaigns that we have running under the Cyberpunk Uncensored channel. We have another GM running those sessions. But yeah, you open the cold storage, and it's, just like I said, it's pretty much a big open sort of big freezer, and there's nothing in there. You see like some racks, some empty boxes, a couple crushed, some empty cans and things, some empty kibble sacks open, maybe a handful of kibble spread out on the ground. Looks kind of old. And then these cooler doors open with the racks, and again, nothing's really stocked up, and it, nothing's cold either. Like, this place isn't really running,
I seeing that, probably smelling the rotten food that is the kibble on the floor. I turn around and I go into the office.
All right. Yeah, it's definitely got that stale, old, nasty food smell. You go into the office, and typical office. There's a desk, no computer, no phone, just a desk and a chair. And no paperwork or anything like that, but there is some drawers and such in the desk. But over to Valentine.
I'm getting a little spooked. This feels like some kind of setup. So I am going to move by the door. I don't know if I can place myself like in the corner, like looking out the door. Can I see through the door from the inside?
Yeah, you can look out. The doors are just double glass, and we'll say, when Viking pushed them open, they're open. You can see in and out.
Well, if they're closed, like you can't see.
Oh, if they're
in
closed, yeah, you can't see in. Everything's tinted, like blacked out tinted.
Okay.
So it's up to you if you want to close them or what.
Yeah, I'll go close the doors.
Yeah, and you can see out. You just can't see in. You know what I mean?
So yeah, when the doors are closed, you can see out from the inside.
Correct.
Fantastic. Then I'm just gonna post up behind the wall and kind of peek out.
Okay. Yeah, you do
with
that.
The doors closed.
Yeah. You close them. You're kind of giving lookout. Desolate desert area. Maybe every few minutes a vehicle might go by, or every handful or whatever caravan of such. But other than that, you're out in the middle of nowhere.
This desert is made of desert.
Yeah, there's a lot of desert in this desert. Yeah, and while you guys are doing that, Cody starts saying, oh shit, and starts like freaking out. And then all of a sudden he catches on fire. And you can see his cyber deck and his interface plugs, everything that he has just starts catching on fire, and his body's catching on fire. And he starts freaking out and like trying to put himself out, and everything's catching on fire. And then all of a sudden, you can hear like little alarms kicking off, like in the store. And then emergency walls drop down. You can see the glass window and doors that you're looking out, Valentine, just drop down like metal, like kind of seal off the building. You can kind of hear that around the building. And then you hear the release of some type of spray into the room, like a sounds like some type of spray. And does any of you have, well, again, like we said, you don't have deduction. Valentine, does anybody have deduction? Or I'll take general education or anything chemical related that you can roll.
I got the education.
I also have that.
Or I'll even take tech if you don't have a skill for it. But if you have education, you can do that. If you don't have deduction, education, anything chemical related. Oh, nice. Wait, did you roll more than once? Oh, okay. Never mind. Sorry. Yeah, Valentine. You, Eddie and Viking aren't familiar. I mean, you can see like some type of spray mist kind of fill in the air. But Valentine, you are familiar. Maybe in the exec sort of buildings that you've been in or something. It's called halon, and it's basically a liquefied compressed gas that stops the spread of fire by chemically disrupting the combustion. But with your education on this sort of stuff, I guess, or at least your knowledge of what you learned on it with some maybe corp education tape that you've seen for fire safety, this definitely seems like a more concentrated version. Usually when this stuff comes out, it's like a thin gas you barely even notice, and the fire goes out. In this case, it is super fucking thick, and it's not putting out the fire, but you guys are definitely having a hard time breathing. It's having a sort of suffocation effect. And when you suffocate, in Cyberpunk RED, as you know how the rules work, you basically have your body stat in minutes to hold your breath. So whatever your body stat is how many minutes you can hold your breath. And then after that, we start deducting your body stat from your HP every round. Just to give you a heads up of how this is going to work. So all that is going on, and Cody is kind of convulsing, and he doesn't seem to be doing too well, and he stops moving, and he's just kind of on fire. Something fucked up has happened to him. But all of you are holding your breath. Look at your body stat, and just tell me how many minutes you have. I just want to know that.
I got 8 minutes. Are we still sticking to initiative roll?
No, we're gonna do a new one. I want to get these minutes down first. Eddie, what was yours? Oh, 7.
6.
Oh, 7 is
for
Valentine. I see. Sorry. Okay, so yeah, it looks like Eddie is the most susceptible to getting hurt after a minute here. So everybody click on your token, do initiative. And just know that after 6 minutes, Eddie's going to have to start taking his body away from his HP every round. Valentine, you've got 7 minutes. Viking, you've got 8 minutes. But all that drops down, the gas fills, you guys can't breathe. You're quick enough to at least take a deep breath, and now this is where you're at. Damn, okay, Valentine and Eddie, give me a 1d10. All right, Eddie's first. Eddie, what are you doing?
Clearly holding my breath, but probably trying to move towards the front of the building or trying to look for windows.
Yeah, you can move your token up to the front. Whatever your move is, number of squares.
That's all I got.
6 minutes is a long time to hold your breath.
Oh, I know. In reality, holy shit, that's like some ninja meditation, like world record shit, you know?
It's like Olympic swimmer kind of shit.
But hey, sometimes you need a little bit of help as an edge runner in the very hard, fucking tough world of Cyberpunk RED, you know? So maybe this is one of those situations that gave you a little bit. But Chris Bennett says, Halon systems are dangerous as hell. Kick them until it stops. I think he's talking about the fire. He said it displaces oxygen, and then he said, yeah, start putting holes in the wall. Thanks for joining us, Chris. I always enjoy you being in the streams, man. You're always contributing ideas and funny thoughts as well as good ones, and I love that shit, so that's cool. But yeah, you're able to move up there. Yeah, you can see the tinted windows, and the front door tinted windows, Eddie. Through that, you can see, a metal drop-down sort of security wall or whatever that comes down. That was your movement. You have an action if you want.
He's probably not going to do anything, to be honest. He's probably going through his mind thinking of things to do, probably thinking, well, if I try to put a hole in the metal, it's probably just going to bounce back and hit me, so I'm not going to do that. And he's just like kind of going through things in his head right now.
Okay. Over to Valentine.
Well, I have 2 plans. Let's do the less crazy one first and see if that works. After we got paid for no, I guess I probably couldn't do that. It was always my plan to buy an air pistol when we got paid with acid rounds. But
you have that. Didn't you deduct that? I saw it on your character sheet. I know it's exotic, but I'm going to let you have it. Because it's not like that does a bunch of damage. It just reduces SP1 every time or whatever the acid does, you know?
Okay, cool.
But as long as you deducted that from your money, you can have it. And if you forgot to back then because you were kind of planning, thinking you were going to get it ahead of time, you can deduct it from your money if you want now.
Yep, it's all good. I'm just going to start shooting these acid balls at the door, which I'm assuming has a metal plate in front of it.
Yeah, well, you know, it's the glass doors, and then the metal drop down outside of that. So you could open the glass doors and get right to the metal wall if you want.
Yeah, that's what I want.
Okay. What's the rate of fire on that?
I have no idea. I don't have the document up.
I think it's a 1 because you have to load it each time with its own round, but I'm not sure. I'm not positive. I'm not so educated on the exotic weapons of Cyberpunk RED.
If this air pistol doesn't have a hopper, it's garbage. I'm just gonna say that.
Let's see. Air pistol. I don't see it on your thing. I see your ammo.
Yeah, I didn't write down the rate of fire.
Okay. Well, we'll say at least 1. You can reduce by 1 each time it can hit. And to hit this immobile object, I'm gonna make you roll your to hit. Do you have that weapon listed in your character sheet?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you've got that, where is it? Okay, yeah. I'll make you roll it, but it's gonna be super fucking easy to hit a wall in front of you. I'm only doing this to see if something terribly goes wrong and you miss or something fucked up. You know what I mean? And and as you do know in the rules, when it comes to objects like walls and things like that, there's really not an SP, there's an HP. So you just have to keep reducing that HP to basically break through it or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yep.
You're doing handgun instead of air? I mean, it would do more damage.
What is there an air gun skill? I figured it would be handgun.
Oh yeah, you're right. Let me see. Yeah, it's listed under handgun. That's a hit anyways. That was, you critically successed on that as well. But yeah, so that reduces the HP. Like I said, no SP when it comes to objects. So, your pistol probably would do more damage. Let me just turn off the ringer here. That was annoying that my phone actually beeped during a session. Usually I keep that shit off. But yeah, you were able to at least, hit the metal wall kind of where the door is, and you see the acid kind of deteriorate the metal at least a little. It's affecting it. But again, that acid is really only reducing it by 1 each time.
Really? I thought it would be more.
No, because I think I'll have to look it up. Like I said, I don't have it in front of me.
Yeah, me either, and I'm not able to find.
But I'm almost positive that the way that it works is, it's still the same DV to hit or whatever, but the acid reduces SP by 1 on each successful hit. Something like that. But yeah, Viking, over to you.
So, first things first, I pull up my anti-smog mask that I bought, which will, I bought this way back. This is part of my starting kit. So I don't got to worry about the gas in the air. And then I'm going to, let's see, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This door that's right here by the office, that's a back entrance, correct? So if I open that, I can see the metal plating or whatever?
Yeah.
Okay. When you say metal plating, is this a solid sheet of metal, or is it like those roll down shutter systems we have even now?
Yeah, no, it's like solid. Can't really tell how thick it is, but it looks pretty thick. And that door is locked.
Oh, it is.
But
okay.
He did text you the code. You do have it for the building, just seeing it.
Yeah, I punch it in real quick just to open that door so I can get a general view of things.
It was an irrelevant detail, but I had to say it. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
I'm like, it's locked, but you do have the code. It doesn't really matter. Yeah, you get it open. You're looking at the metal thing, just like the front door. The whole building is surrounded by this or drop down.
Yeah, I'm trying to look to see if I'd have some kind of skill that would relate to me, but I don't have security tech or anything like that, so I wouldn't have a decent knowledge of it. Can I kind of like tap on it to get, you know how like when you knock on a wall, you can kind of get a general feel of how thick something is, or a door, how thick it is.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely seems thick, and being a solo, I mean, you're familiar with this sort of shit, you know, like when it comes to armor and things like that, and SPs. In this case, HPs, because we know, like I said, how inanimate objects work. Instead of being down in like the 10s and 20s, this is probably up in the 40s and 50s as far as HP, because it's very thick. So it's going to take a little bit of work to kind of break through.
Okay. Looking at the metal, is it like completely flush with the exterior wall, or is there like a decent gap
Where?
between the metal drop down and the exterior wall? Like looking at the door frame, is there like a gap between
Yeah,
it,
maybe.
or is it like flush perfect?
I mean, it's pretty fucking flush, but I mean, you might be able to like wedge like a pinky in. You know what I mean? Like it's right against it.
Okay. So Damn.
You definitely couldn't fit your body in between it or anything like that. Yeah.
No, I was just looking for about 3 to 4 inches of clearance.
No, it's like maybe, you know, a pinky worth or something.
Okay. All right.
A finger width.
All right. And this is like a full mechanized thing. There's no chance of rolling a strength check to try and lift it even a gap of a bit.
No way. Yeah, this is
Okay.
mechanically controlled.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I figured as much, but thought I'd ask just to get a full lay of the land.
Yeah, it seems like, you know, the typically how mechanics and things are controlled there is like, you know, it'd be a net runner would have a control node and maybe could do it. Your net runner just got fucked, but the other way, you know, like I said, is HP fighting your way fucking through and stuff.
But there is a data port, correct?
Yeah.
Okay. Where is the data port, like the keypad that I just used, or is it all the way back where he is behind the counter?
No, it's where he is at the counter. That's the access point.
Okay. And it's the only access point. Fuck. He got fried off it, so it's probably stupid to jack in there.
You think?
Yeah, well, just because I have the interface plugs that work for mechanized objects like this. Like, I can't control a computer like a hacker can, but I can control, like, cranes or doors or cars or things like that. Like, that's one of my cybernetics. So I was like, oh, I could probably jack into this control panel here and raise the sucker up. Even if it's like a few inches, I have an idea of how to get it at least enough to get us out of here. But if that doesn't work, I'm not going to the fry terminal over there. I'm not deep frying my brain. You know what?
It's a short session if you did.
That's true. So you know what? Actually, instead, I am going to go over into the freezer, and I'm going to look for where the piping has to come in for the cooling system, because that's usually something that would have to be mounted on the roof. Even in the time of RED, I can't imagine they have anything, you know, smaller than at least a wall unit, air conditioning unit that has the kind of power to create.
Yeah, I mean, you can see a cooler in the corner of the cold storage.
Like a vent?
No, like a unit that's up against the wall with piping coming off that goes into the wall, but it's not like it's some big, you know, you couldn't fit a body through it.
Okay, so it's not an exterior unit, it's an interior unit. Well, then I guess I'd just start hitting the metal shutters with my axe. That's all I got at this point. Try and get some space. Even a gap in the wall would be good.
Yeah, you can do that. Give me your melee if you're using your axe. And again, like I said, super easy. I'm just looking for like a crit fail sort of thing because this is an immobile object. You're standing right the fucking front of it. Yeah, you hit it. Give me the damage.
12 damage, and that's a rate of fire 2, so you want my second one?
Yeah, do that. Nice. Give me the damage.
There you go.
All right, cool. Yeah, you take some pretty significant gashes out of this thing. You can see like some chunks of metal kind of split and fray off and stuff as you slash at it. so that felt good at least. Back over to Eddie. Yeah, and I'm just skipping Cody. Cody is out of commission. He's charring and not doing too well, so yeah, he's pretty much, I'm going to put him over here out of commission. All right, Eddie.
Eddie's gonna move to the front door and try and help Valentine get through this metal, I guess.
Yeah, go for it. You can move over there.
So clearly we made it through the glass, right? That's not an issue. We're to the metal, right?
Yeah, Valentine opened those doors and he's right against the metal. He already hit it with acid one time, reduced the HP a bit.
Okay, I guess Eddie will try and tell Valentine to like move aside just in case something does ricochet, and he's gonna try and shoot the same spot that Valentine was going for.
Yeah, go for it. Give me your whatever you're gonna use, handgun or melee or.
I'll use handgun.
Yeah, you hit it. Give me the damage. Okay. You got a rate of fire of 2, or is that a very heavy?
It's a medium.
Okay, so you have a rate of fire of 2. What are you using?
It's a medium pistol.
So yeah, rate of fire 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me the damage.
I was gonna say, it must be really hard to not hit a door.
Yeah. Yeah, that was good. The bullets definitely took some chunks of this metal out and kind of sunk into it a bit. You see it kind of weakening a bit. Valentine?
I am going to hop over to Cody and take off my jacket and just beat the hell out of him with it.
Yeah, you're able to put him out. It takes your turn to put the fire out. So at least there's no more like smoking and charred and stuff, and it was really just smoldering anyways. That concentrated halon was kind of putting him out, but he was just kind of smolder charring. But you're able to put that out. He's fucking dead though. He's out of it.
He's what?
He's dead.
Oh man, fuck that guy.
Yeah, he's dead. He's charred. And a little convoluted too, like it was more than just fire. He's pretty fucked up. But yeah, Viking.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep going at this wall.
All right, yeah. Let's see. Give me your whatever you're using, melee or. Okay, cool. You can do your second one now too. I know you've got 2 attacks. Nice. Yeah, give me the damages.
20.
Yeah, the metal back here, it's like it's hanging on by a thread. You have it almost split open. There's enough chunks and stuff. Probably just a couple more hits, and you're probably going to be broken through. Eddie?
I'm gonna keep shooting at the door. Try and get some sort of ventilation.
Yeah, go for it. Here, let me move your token over there too, just so there you go.
Thank you.
I do want to note, I'm not ignoring you guys, but you're absolutely right, Eddie. We need ventilation. That means we need 2 entry and exit points for an actual breeze to cut through.
Yeah, give me your. Oh no! Critical fail.
I knew it was coming.
Yeah. Give me your second one.
For damage?
No.
Oh, I rolled 1 and then rolled the second one. The second one was a 1.
Oh, I didn't see the first one. There was a 14. Okay, that was a hit. Yeah, the second. Yeah, there's damage. That second one, it didn't go through, and now your gun seems a little bit like jammed up. It seems like it might take you another round to get it working.
Good times.
But but at least you did a little bit of damage there. You see some more chunks of the metal kind of fray off and stuff. Valentine?
I'm just gonna run up next to Eddie and take out my handgun and put some bullets in this wall.
All right, do it. Give me your hand. You have a rate of fire 2 handgun?
I'm assuming it's 2.
Yeah, unless you have a very heavy, you should have a rate of fire 2. So just give me both of those, and let's see if both hit, since you're popping them off. Nice, 2 good hits. Give me the damages. Nice, damn. Yeah, you break through the metal. There's a nice chunk of metal broken through. You can hear the desert wind kind of whipping by. It's big enough at least to get your head there and kind of like breathe if you need to. Take another breath, and then you get your whole other. You and Eddie can have a whole nother body stat in minutes worth of holding breath. It'll definitely take a bit more damage to break through enough to be able to get your full body through. Obviously, you know what I mean. But you did break through. You got all that through. Viking.
I'll relay the air pocket to Viking if he needs to come over for breath. Also, I did find the rules for the air pistol.
Okay, good.
It looks like a rate of fire of 1 and 1 damage to SP.
Yeah,
I thought it was a little bit better than that.
No. It's like I said. It's rate of fire 1. It's an air hypo. It's an air gun, so it's not like you have a full clip. I think it's like a load up. Got to load it up again. It's kind of good.
I was expecting a hopper.
Yeah, like a paintball gun.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It's more. Yeah, I think it's more of like a medical thing that became an exotic. You know what I mean? So maybe that hopper idea would be great to talk to a tech about. Maybe invent something along those lines. Maybe you can do more with that. What were we gonna say?
I was gonna say in the. Sorry if there's too much detail, but the red book that you gave us, the air pistol is listed as an exotic medium pistol that fires paintballs.
Yeah, but it's not. It doesn't. You don't have a paintball hopper though. It's a rate of fire of 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just wanted to check because it didn't sound like the same thing. I didn't realize.
All right.
Anyway,
no, that's it.
Just send an email to Pondsmith real quick.
Yeah. Like I said, hit up just techs in the time of Red, man. They're makers, and they have their subcategory skills are like inventing, is one of them. They can literally invent things that you come up with. It's pretty cool. But yeah, Viking, you hear that. You obviously still have a handful of minutes. Each round is only a few seconds. You still have time. You're fine with holding your breath. In fact, out of everyone, you have the most time,
Yeah, and my anti-smog mask literally makes
that's right.
gas not a problem.
Yeah, I forgot you have that mask. You're completely fine, yeah.
Yeah, so I'm gonna take my last swing at this. Take my swings at this wall to try and get an opening on this end too.
Yeah, give me your 2 swings. Knock them both out at the same time. Nice. Slash. Successful. How much damage? Yeah, you break through. You're done. That just like the front. You did enough. Like you just see it kind of crack open. You could totally poke your head out if you needed to and take a breath. Have to do a bit more damage probably to get through all the way. Over to you, Eddie.
I'm gonna keep trying to. Well, so my gun jam. Do I have to take a round to unjam it? Or...
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Okay, I'll do that, I guess. Although I'm gonna take another breath. I'm gonna take a breath, and then I'll do that.
Yeah, that's fine. Valentine.
I'm gonna wait for Eddie to move his head and then shoot the wall again.
I like how you waited for him to
Thank you for waiting.
Yeah, for him to take his breath before you go for it. Give me your shots, both of them. Nice, even with that bad crit, it you did fine. Give me the damage.
2 hits or just 1?
Just 1. Yeah, nice. It breaks open a bit more. Probably would take another shot to be able to make it body size worth. Viking.
So just before I make a choice, looking at the thickness of this wall, it's if you were to relate it to a physical object, how thick would you say it is?
It's thick. It's thick steel.
Is it like thick as a brick or thick as a bookcase?
No, not like a brick. It's like a bookcase style. Like thick steel, not thin like a car door covering, you know, but thick steel drop down, meant to seal the place.
All right, then yeah, I'll just keep taking some wax at it and try and open it up more.
Yeah.
Or
probably just need
well,
two successful hits with decent
Okay.
damage will probably break through.
All right. Oh no, it should be. Wait, I thought I broke through a little.
No, I
bit
mean
already.
body size worth.
Oh, got you. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me take some shots then.
Nice. All right, give me those damages. All right. Yeah, you break through more than a body worth. You can easily like kind of get in and out right there now. Completely broken open. You can see the back parking lot and mountains and wind whipping around.
And I'll relay that over the comms. I'm like, hey, I got it open. It'll vent the rest of the way if you guys make your way back here. Grab Cody on your way by if you can.
And he just spent his bonus on that nice new outfit. Poor guy.
Yeah. Yeah, so you guys can do that. You can grab Cody and get out through the back. I'll put you back there. So yeah, you guys are out. Nice, fresh, as fresh as the dark dystopian future desert air can be, whipping around smogs and pollutions from nearby cities and the faint, still toxic airs from red fallout, you know. But it's better than halon gas, which was concentrated to the point you couldn't breathe at all, you know? So at least you're out there. So yeah, you can move your tokens out to the back if you want Valentine and Eddie.
Are we sticking with turn order?
Yeah, we can stick with turn order if you want, or you guys can talk to each other. You know, just tell me what you guys are doing or whatever.
I'm gonna immediately start looking for the fuel fill spot, like where when new tankers come in, they utilize it to fill the gas. The gas reserves.
Yeah, you don't see any back here on the back side of the building, anyways.
That's fair. I'm good. Like that's what I'm doing, progressing forward. I'm keeping an eye out for that.
Okay. And Eddie Valentine.
Go ahead, my dude.
I'll just follow Viking, I guess, because probably just taking a few like deep breaths, enjoying being out of that situation for a minute.
All right. Yeah, you guys can walk around the side. You guys going this way or the other way? Crater side or this side?
Parking lot side for me.
Yeah, when you go around that corner, give me a perception roll. Everybody can give me a perception roll if all of you are following.
I was actually going to chill inside for just a few minutes, check over those petrochem bodies, see if I could find any kind of identification or a work badge, anything like that.
Okay. Yeah, you go through the bodies, and it's like I said, all of them are wearing petrochem security suits. All of them definitely don't look like the typical security guards for petrochem. They all look kind of rough and booster gang style, and every single one of them has a rifle laying next to them. None of them have ammo. And I'll use that perception to back on things that you were looking for before, if you want to look back over, and you don't see any bullet holes inside. Viking and Eddie, when you guys get around that side, you notice that there is some type of intake right here for probably their fuel tank to restock the tanks.
Cool. I'm gonna make my way over to that.
Okay. Yeah, you can do that. And what are you doing inside, Valentine?
Well, if I don't find any identification on these guys, then I'm just going to head out.
Okay. All right, yeah, you're out there. So yeah, you guys can walk over to where Viking is, over by the pump or whatever he's checking out. I'll bring Cody over there. I'll take it you're kind of dragging him around with you, his body.
You're absolutely right. I would be.
Yeah, Viking, you want to head over there with them?
Yeah. So looking at it, I'm sure it probably hasn't been serviced in a minute, but that doesn't necessarily mean the reserves are low. I want to try and figure, essentially, I guess, open it to get an idea of the levels of gas remaining.
It's not the time to siphon gas, my dude.
Oh, trust me, I'm not siphoning no gas. I'm taking it your corporate self hasn't been involved in a setup before, but we're going to be on the lam here for a bit, so might as well destroy what we can.
Yeah, you get it open. You're able to kind of maybe use your axe handle and things and kind of shimmy it open since you don't have the proper wrench and things. But you get it open. But you don't have any type of dipstick or thing to kind of check it that they typically use. You'd have to kind of think of a way to make that happen.
Oh, I already have.
And what's Valentine doing? You're still in the back there? Or are you coming over here with Cody? You dragged him over there?
Yeah, I'm sticking with Viking. Because I don't know what the hell is going on now.
You're over there.
Corporate shenanigans.
Yeah, just right then when you get that open and you're gathered around and you do smell some fuel coming out of it, the faint fumes, and you also see an unmarked van pull into the parking lot over by these pumps, kind of over here, and it just kind of pulls in and parks. But that's what you see. You guys are kind of over here at the corner, and through these pumps, you can see the van pull in. In between the pumps and the little roof thing and the pillars, you see that van pull in on that side of the parking lot.
So is it pulling up to the pumps, or is it?
No, it's right here. It pulled in, so the front of the van is facing the craters. The back of it is facing the street out here. The driver's side is facing the pumps right here. The passenger side is over here facing the desert. But it just pulled in.
So, Cody was wearing like a jacket and stuff like that, correct?
Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna pull his jacket off and kind of shove one of the sleeves into the fuel receptacle and leave the rest of it kind of hanging out. And I look at the rest of them, I go, we might want to back up a little bit as I light the complete other end of the sleeve on fire and just start running to the back of the building.
Yeah, I was expecting the world's biggest Molotov.
You ain't wrong, my friend.
Okay. Anybody have a lighter?
Yeah, Viking's a smoker.
Okay, good save. All right, he lights it. Valentine, you have to drag Cody with you. You don't get far enough, so you explode. No, I'm kidding. Yeah, the shirt's catching on fire, and you guys are making your way to the back. Where are you running to? And keeping in mind, when you run, you can do double your movement in squares. So you can kind of put your guys wherever you want to be.
That's where the fuel thing was, correct? Where
Yeah,
my blue marker is?
Yeah, right about there. Or, right about here, whatever.
I'm gonna scoot. If I can keep scooting, I'm gonna keep scooting.
Yeah, you guys can. You can do another round of movement and stuff wherever you want to go.
So I'm making it to the mountains. Hopefully, there's like some kind of rocky, like a boulder on the ground or something I can crouch behind, or an outcropping.
Yeah, there is. There's some big chunks of mountain and things that have been cut out of this cubbyhole to build this. Long ago when that happened. You can kind of climb in one of the ditches or get behind one of the boulders.
Oh wait, I forgot. I made this guy slow.
And Eddie, you can move too.
Well, if I double move.
Yeah, that's cool. Right about then, when you get back there in the ditch and stuff, you can hear like a quick rumble, and you see like when the fire goes down into the intake or whatever through the jacket, that it starts smoking out really fast, and double check the. Okay, cool. Yeah, the fire goes down into the jacket, and it goes down. You see kind of like smoke puff out of it, and then just after a couple seconds, you feel like that rumble kind of happen, and then you see on these pumps here. Each one of these little pump stations just bursts into flames and completely like erupts upward, and the whole roof thing like collapses down on one side of it, and this whole side over here going up, the whole side of this parking lot just completely just explodes up into a quick burst of flame and then crumbles back down. It completely shakes the entire horseshoe of this little cavernous area or whatever, and echoes like super fucking loud. And you see just black smoke just pillowing out just out of the top of this all this wreckage, because all four of these pumps are pretty much collapsed down with the roof on it. Everything's on fire.
Did it blow the windows out of that van with a concussive force or anything?
You can't see from where you're at.
Sounds good. Makes sense.
Yeah, you guys are over there. But that's what happened. Smoke's gushing out and stuff, firing. Everybody give me a perception roll.
For a minute, I saw things, and now I see nothing again.
Yeah, you're doing good. Yeah, you can. Well, at least Valentine Viking, you guys can hear someone kind of like yelling out from the other side of the parking lot, and just saying like, "Yo, what the fuck? What the fuck?" And then they stop yelling.
Well, that was an old perception roll for me.
Oh, okay. Well, then Viking heard that.
I got a new perception roll.
Yeah, Valentine and Eddie, your ears are ringing. But Viking, his ears are always ringing, so he's used to it. He actually heard the guy yelling, like, "Oh, fuck! What the fuck?"
That's my secret, Cap. I'm always deaf.
Right. You work with it. You know how to work with it.
He's like the opposite of Daredevil.
Yeah. But like I said, Eddie and Valentine, your ears are ringing, kind of muffled and stuff. Viking, it's a little muffled, but you were able to kind of hear that, pick that out.
Cool. Does anyone have an idea of what they want to do before I just start launching into things?
I want to launch into things. They killed my boy.
Cool.
So what are you guys doing?
I'm gonna try and make my way over to that van, but going around the opposite way, so like towards the craters.
Yeah, no problem. We can speed line this. Everybody can move the same type of distance Viking is going. Viking, if you want to get to that corner. You know what I mean? I'm not going to make you move, because there's nothing back there. You guys can go over to wherever you want to get so you can see the van and stuff.
If they're going that way, I'm going to go this way.
All right, cool. And you're dragging Cody with you, right?
He can stay in the ditch.
Okay, he's back in the ditch chilling. He's got things to do.
Chilling.
You guys get to the corner again, like the whole front. You can see, especially Valentine. You see it's all rubbled down and on fire and smoldering black smoke. Over on the other side, over there, you can see the van. It definitely looks like the whole side of it is dented in. All the glass is shattered out. Viking and Eddie, you see that too. All the glass is shattered out of the van. The side of it looks kind of like dented in with some debris hit it. There's even like some metal shards sticking out of the side of the van where maybe projectiles went. You can see a guy kind of in a, not really a hazmat suit, but like a white painter's suit or jumpsuit sort of thing, crouched over another guy that's on the ground, and the other guy just looks like, all bloody and stuff. You can even see like a chunk of metal sticking out of him. And he's just like looking at him, he's like, "Fuck," and he's like shaking him, he's like, "What the fuck?" And he's like kind of shaking him. He hasn't noticed you.
So gonna, I guess, move towards that if I can.
Yeah, you can do that. This guy's seriously preoccupied, but I'm still gonna want to stealth if you're going up on, close to the van or in their direction, or in his direction, I should say. The other guy's pretty much out of commission.
Does it matter if I'm not trying to be stealthy?
Oh yeah, no, then you don't have to be.
I can't hear, so I can't really judge how stealthy I would be, so I just wouldn't do it at all, period.
Okay, yeah, that's fine.
So yeah, I move up to there. That's as far as I can make it.
Okay. Yeah, you get up there, and just for the sake of having tokens there, I'm gonna put these guys there. However, this is the guy that's pretty much out of commission. Actually, let me put him on the side of the door here. He's on the driver's side of the van. The other guy went around to him and is crouched down, dealing with him. Yeah, you're walking up behind. He's not noticing you. Valentine, Eddie, what are you all doing?
Go ahead.
I'll follow Viking, honestly.
Okay.
Did my gun ever get unfucked?
Yeah, your gun's fine now.
Cool. I will be right back also.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
I'll move up here and point my gun at the guy and try to get his attention.
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, you point the gun. How do you want to get his attention? What do you want to do?
Don't you fucking move.
Okay. Yeah, give me. Let's see. You know, they did away with. There's no intimidation and stuff now, right? So
I have conversation and persuasion.
it would definitely be more persuasion. Let's go with persuasion. There's more of an aggressive persuasion. This guy has a severe negative to him. He just went through some traumatizing shit. Yeah. Yeah, he looks at you terrified. When he sees you, he's just kind of like, whoa, what the? He just puts his hands up. And he's just kind of shaking, and he's looking at his friend who's dying and looking at you. Viking, what are you doing? You see Valentine do that.
Before I move, I say over my comms, I'm like, hey, Valentine, what's the corp that we're working for again? I want to make sure I give the right name, not theirs, keep our shits tight.
I should know this. Hang on. Don't tell me.
It should be in the handout, too.
I am totally blanking.
You want me to tell you?
Yeah.
Continental Brands.
I would not have come up with that.
Yeah, that's the company.
No, it's been a while.
Yeah, we haven't played in like a month or something, right? It's been a hot minute. But yeah, Continental Brands is the company that Valentine works for.
Okay, cool. So I move the rest of the way up here with, it's going to take all my movement just to get by next to him. But
yeah,
I get up on him and I'm like, who the fuck are you?
Yeah, you give me a persuasion.
I mean, is he not sufficiently persuaded?
Yeah, he's pretty scared, but now he's got somebody else asking him. I'm not sure if he's more terrified and frozen at you, or if he's gonna.
I don't have persuasion. I have conversation.
All right, yeah. You can give me conversation. We'll see.
Persuasion is cool. Just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I'll do.
So I can do a cool roll then.
All right, yeah, you can do that. Because technically speaking, he's already scared. So I will take human conversation. Valentine kind of already put him in that state,
okay.
So it gives you a little more benefit,
Fair enough.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. He looks at you, transferring the same amount of fear. So he's definitely scared of you as well. And he's just like, what the fuck? He's like, no one was supposed to be out here. No one was supposed to be here. What's going on? He just seems kind of shocked.
Well, we're here, motherfucker, and so are you. The question is why.
He's like, I'm just a cleanup crew, man. I'm just a cleanup. We're just here to clean up, man. What the hell? What the hell just happened? He's still kind of in shock.
I look at him square in the eyes and I go, this is what Continental Brands thinks of its employees. Look inside there, you'll see everything you need to. Now give me your fucking van.
Yeah, he just kind of like holds up the keys, shaking.
I take him, just kind of push him to the side, and I look at the other two. I'm like, y'all coming, or you leave, or you staying?
You really have to ask?
Yeah, I do. That's why I just asked.
I mean, yeah, I'm ready to bounce, but we have to. We got to go pick up Cody on our way out and do a little maintenance with Cody.
Oh yeah, of course. We can't leave Cody behind.
No, we're just gonna throw him in one of the ditches over there, and then we move on.
Put up one of those roadside crosses and flowers. Call it a day. Poor guy.
Yeah.
That's horrible. Yeah, you can do that. You can grab him. This guy definitely gave you the keys. He's terrified. The other dude is like on death's door. That guy just goes back to his friend, like trying to, I guess, get him back. Just gives you the keys and is like cowering. You can grab the van. You can grab Cody. Is that what you're doing?
Yeah.
That's how I'm moving.
All right, cool. Yeah, you guys grab that. You pull him in the van. The van's a little bit wobbly, but it's working. You know, one side of it's kind of dented. Like I said, has some metal shards sticking out of it. The windows are all blown out. But, you know, that's like 90% of the cars in the combat zone anyways. So whatever. But it works. So that's kind of cool. What are you doing? You heading out on the highway, heading back to the city?
Yeah, and as soon as we start rolling, I'm going to put a call into Miss Forsyth. I don't care if it goes straight to voicemail. I'm going straight to the top.
Yeah, you call. It does. It goes to voicemail.
Yeah, I tell her what
Well,
happened
go.
to
It's like,
Cody.
hey, you've reached Olivia Forsyth. Leave a message. I'll get back to y'all. Boop.
Yeah, Miss Forsyth, we encountered a bit of a demon or black ice problem. I'm not sure which. Cody was a fatality, and so were the fuel reserves. Incidentally, there were a bunch of gangers dressed up like petrochem security personnel, and then a cleanup crew showed up, and they didn't have any idea what was going on. I have no idea what's going on. It's shameful to admit that, especially to you, Miss Forsyth, but that is the deal. Call me back.
Yeah, you end the call. Yeah. Also, everybody give me a perception roll.
I'm just gonna say now it's gonna be like a 6.
I'm going to put perception at the top of this list next time I make a character.
Yeah, Viking, while Eddie's not really noticing, we'll say you're kind of like tending to Cody's body, getting him situated in the van while heading down the road. Valentine, you're preoccupied on the phone, but during that conversation, Viking, you notice in the van, there's definitely cleanup equipment in there, like lots of bleaches and wipes and mops and little nano cleaners and stuff that are sprayed to remove organic material and stuff. And then also you notice like a bag that has like some other organic material in it, and some of it is labeled with like Valentine's name and Cody's name. And then you also see some paperwork from Continental Brands. So it seems like this cleanup crew or whatever they're there to do to clean or have some of Valentine and Cody's DNA or evidence things or whatever they have in there. It's linked up to Continental Brands. Like that cleanup crew is working with them. You know, you're kind of putting that together with that perception and kind of seeing with that paperwork.
Son of a bitch, I'm going to lose my benefits.
And then it's right then that your phone goes off, and we'll say it's Valentine's phone, and it's Jinx giving you a call, which is Cody's cousin.
Yeah, what up, Jinx? I hope you've got some good news for me.
She's like, hey, yeah, I've been trying to get a hold of Cody. I've got some serious news for you guys. Well, first off, I hacked the file. I got it, and I got some information for you. You're going to want to check this out, and that's cool. I'm going to send you the address. You can come to the office now. But wherever you're heading, if it's that Continental Brands job stuff that Cody was mentioning to me before when he hit me up, I would just avoid that. I'm definitely finding some corrupt stuff on the net here. And I always dig around for my cuz, and there's some type of hit on you guys. I don't know what it's about, but it's some type of inside job stuff. Just avoid that place or anything with that until I can find out more. And just meet me at the address. Just you guys come back here and let's go through this file. And tell Cody to answer his fucking phone or call me back.
Yep, fantastic. You got it. Click.
You're not even gonna tell her.
I'm not going to tell her over the phone.
Okay, fair, I guess.
It's like breaking up with somebody on text message.
Yeah, and
right? It's not done.
But we've all done that.
Oh.
Come on.
Yeah. So you get an address to your agent. And it looks like it's to some type of complex building, like an office complex, which is like, for instance, not necessarily like a corporate tower or a corporate building for one particular brand owned by Biotechnica or a Continental Brands. It's more of like a strip mall of corporate buildings, if you will. So it's kind of like, yeah, it might be a skyrise or a multi-complex, but it's usually floors or units rented out by different neocorps and things. It's usually not the the most pristine of corp locations or entities. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's just DTLA. Got it.
Exactly. But yeah, you get that, and you're in this van. What do you got? You heading there?
Seems like the thing to do.
Yeah, most definitely.
Okay. Yeah, you guys get through Night City, and you guys let me just at least get you out of the desert. Let me get into Sirenscape. Let me get out of the desert. Let me see if I can get us out on the streets of the city. You're heading back into the city. A little background music is going. Little car noises and sirens, and yeah, you guys are into Night City. But yeah, this address pretty much goes into kind of like the Little Europe area, in between Little Europe and the Upper Marina, near outside of the old city center, but not fully into the hot zone, so it's not all toxic right here. But yeah, it's basically a big corporate building, but it's kind of a collage of brands. In fact, there's all kinds of neon signs and holograms and things going up the building. You can tell it's a bunch of different incorporated entities that kind of rock this place. And here, I'll put you guys in the building. And I gotta turn down Sirenscape. Those sirens were cranking right there. There was some serious action going on in the streets. But yeah, if you go to Roll20, you should be able to see the front part of this office. Are you guys there?
Yep, I see it.
Okay.
I like the floor. I like the floor.
Yeah, and shout out to our sponsor, Lion Banner Games. He makes like 99% of the maps I use. He's made custom maps for me for different campaigns and things, plus ones he's created just off of his own brain. You can check out Lion Banner Games on Drive-Thru RPG and show him some love, because he's definitely been making our game really cool. I really feel like Lion Banner Games and Sirenscape, man, they took my GMing and our online game to a new level with the sounds and the maps and stuff. It's very cool. So really appreciative of both of those sponsors.
For real, I feel the same way. Lion Banner's been doing the greatest job.
Oh yeah. Yeah, so you guys get up there. It's kind of like a front little lobby area to this. When you get out the elevator, they own like kind of like, I don't know, a portion of this level. There's some other units, but where Jinx told you the meat is in this unit. You get into the front. There's like a data term logged into the building system, a front desk, a receptionist who just tells you guys to sit and wait for a few moments. There's a couple other people working at a workstation here. One is jacked in. There's just things going on. You're obviously in an office. Not sure what the business is or what. But yeah, after a few moments, and let me just get to the right.
Hey, give me like 2 flashes. I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem.
Oh, can I get in on that? Can we take like a 2-minute break?
Yeah, no problem. You gotta hit the little boys' room. Go for it. We'll let everybody take a break, and I'll use this time to tell anybody watching the stream and tuning in to make sure that you come back to the Cyberpunk Uncensored YouTube channel and Twitch channel this Saturday, the 10th, at 6 p.m. post-standard time. we're running the first episode of the GM Roundtable, which is going to be basically there's 4 of us game masters getting together once a month. It's like the second Saturday of every month to talk about game master things and role-playing game stuff. It should be a lot of fun. Anyways, the first one is this Saturday, so it would be really cool if you guys make that a plan and tune in and contribute to the chat as always. Just like the gameplay, I'm going to have the chat open and we'll be taking questions and going over stuff. It's going to be myself, John the Wise, Phil Harker Smith from Roll the Cast, and Patrick Canals from Two Brothers Gaming. So it should be pretty cool. You know, I think we have some really like a good team of GMs. You know, we should have some pretty interesting conversations.
Yeah, that sounds really interesting. If I have the ability to do so, I'll definitely tune in. I'll throw some questions at you guys.
Yeah, that'd be really cool. Yeah, and Chris Bennett says, "Wink at the receptionist. Got to establish dominance."
At that point, you might as well just T-pose at her.
Yeah, and then and the other thing too, anybody watching, I know I said it at the beginning, but let me just say it again. Go to cyberpunkuncensored.com. We're kind of doing a rehaul. We're streamlining the site. We've been working on a new logo. We got like a new video coming, and take the time to go to the partners page and show some love to the sponsors. You know, they're supporting us, and we want to support them back. And they're offering some cool stuff like discounts and affiliate link stuff where you can kind of join up and get free stuff, like really cool things. So go check that out. All right, everyone's back. Let's see what's up. Let's make this happen. So you guys are in the front receptionist area. Yeah, and after a little while, Jinx steps out, who you guys met before. And this is Jinx. This is Cody's cousin. And she steps out through this door. There's a door right here. But she steps out through there, and she sees you all sitting on the couch and kind of hanging out in the lobby. And she walks over. Let me get your tokens on the page just to get some reference here, and you guys can go wherever you want. Oops. Viking. Valentine. And I'll say Cody's body is in the van. I don't think you're going to drag him up into this building. And unless,
Not yet.
Yeah. Yeah, but she comes out. She walks over. She's like, "Oh, cool. You guys, where's Cody?"
He's in the van.
Okay, why didn't he come up? What the hell? He's still not answering my calls.
Let's get up to the room.
Is something wrong?
Something is very wrong. We don't want to talk about it here.
She starts to look really concerned. She's like, "Oh, okay, let's step back in here." And she takes you into the other room. Let me reveal. All right, you guys see the rest of the room?
Mm-hmm.
All right, you guys can move your tokens in there. You can follow her in there. She basically takes you into this room, and then she, kind of gestures over to this guy that's behind the desk over here. And you can see just a young exec-looking guy, has some visible cybernetic arms and stuff, but fairly young to be an exec. But Jinx just kind of like points over and she introduces him. She's like, "This is our exec. This is our main guy. This is Nova." And he just kind of like nods over to all you. He's like, "Yeah, I've actually heard a lot about you people."
What do you mean, you people?
Your team. He's like, he's like, "What do you know about us, about the OC?"
Absolutely nothing. And I'm going to turn to Jinx and say, "Do you trust this guy? Is he like family to you?"
And this is some type of borged out security dude just chilling in the corner of the room. You can see him back over here. Completely borged out, like almost 100% robotics looking. But yeah, Jinx, who walks over and stands next to Nova, she just like looks at you and just like, "Yeah, I trust him with my life. This is my partner."
Alright, so I am going to stand in front of the desk, lean heavily on it, and just kind of like droop my head, shake my head. My character's got a good bit of empathy, so I'm going to try to bring that to bear.
Okay.
And I'm going to say, it was a setup from the start. They knew who we were, what we could do, where we would be.
Okay, so where's Cody?
They got Cody.
Got Cody? Where? Where did they take him? I thought you said he was in the van.
He is in the van.
Is Cody dead?
They fried his fucking circuits, man.
She starts crying. Nova kind of like puts his arm around her and just kind of like trying to make her feel better. But she's definitely crying. She's like, fuck, I told him don't trust those fucking corpse. And you said it was a setup? Yeah. That's what I figured. That's what I told him. I told him that's what would happen if he was working for these assholes. She's just kind of crying and freaking out a little bit. Nova just kind of like is hugging her, and he leans over and he's like, yeah, so it's really unfortunate, but very fucking typical. He's like, you know what we do here? You know what the OC is? And why don't you, yeah, give me...
Say, out of game, would we know?
Everybody give me a 1d10. I'm going to do a little rep check here.
It wouldn't be education, would it?
No, just 1d10. This is a rep check.
Well, it looks like Eddie knows what's up.
Yeah, yeah, Eddie and even Viking, you know, but Valentine, you haven't really heard of it. You're very, very corp life. You were very dedicated and loyal to Continental brands. So maybe you weren't outside of that world enough to hear about this, but very close, as you can see, because Viking has heard of them. But yeah, you've heard of the OC. It's Operation Chaperone, and it's kind of a unique corporation. They're not as big as other like megacorps. They're a neocorp, but they have been around a long time in the underground, and this is how Viking knows about them. And Eddie Brass too, especially Eddie, because you know that they've supported like underground musicians, as well as like people like Viking and parts of the combat zone. The whole Operation Chaperone thing, they take independent investments and like angel investors and stuff, and they allocate it to sections of the combat zone to kind of rebuild it up, give protection, take control away from like evil corps and put it back in control of the people. And that's kind of how Viking knows about them, because Viking, that's kind of, you kind of help out your building in the combat zone. You have very similar mentality, but this is kind of a corp version of that. But yeah, they use investments to kind of combat other fucked up corporations. They don't necessarily do things by the book or legally all the time. They're kind of an incite sort of movement in the sense that like they'll fund underground artists and people like Viking and things like that to maybe disrupt other corporations and politicians and things that are in play that they're maybe against, that aren't maybe best for the people. So kind of like a good guy version of a corp, if you will. And that's what you kind of know about them, just at least lightly speaking and generally speaking. Maybe not the specifics of them, but that's what you know about them when you ask Viking and Eddie.
So yeah, we got an idea. So what do you want with us?
He's like, well, I've heard a lot about kind of what you're doing, especially you. And he's pointing at Eddie and Viking, and he says, I know that we've had our issues, and he kind of looks over towards Jinx, and he's like, with Cody, and God have his soul, rest in peace, Cody. And she just kind of like is teary-eyed and is shaking her head, and he's like, but it was inevitable. We kind of knew what was up, but we also know that he was working with you. And when we found out about the hit with Valentine, and we knew Cody was close, which just kind of came to light today. And Jinx kind of shakes her head again. She's like, if I would have just looked into it sooner, maybe I could have done something. And he just kind of stops her and says, you did the best that you can. Don't blame yourself. Let's maybe do what's right from here on in and make his life worth something at this point. Maybe we can get some revenge.
I mean, let's be fair. He was dead the moment he walked through that corp door.
Jinx just kind of like looks at you and nods. She's still kind of teary-eyed. But Nova says, exactly, and that's exactly how it is. And I hope maybe you learned your lesson. And he kind of nods towards you, Valentine. And then he says, but anyways, we've had our eyes on you, and I wanted to kind of approach, well, especially you, Eddie, you Viking, Valentine in the position you're in, doors open with you. You don't have a home back at Continental Brands. I hope you realize that. And, the door is open here if you want to kind of transition and maybe take some of the knowledge you have from that company to help us do what we have to do. And we can get into that if you agree. But first and foremost, I wanted to kind of let you, Eddie, and you, Viking, know that, we've been watching, and we would really like to kind of align our efforts here. Obviously, today is a bit of a weird situation. You guys have just gone through some serious shit. And again, my heart goes out to Cody. He kind of like looks at Jinx again. You can tell he's very empathetic. As intense as he kind of comes across as a high exec, he does have some empathy to him. You can feel that. But he says, no matter what, moving forward, I'd like to kind of see if you want to work with the company. I see what you're doing in the combat zone. And this is kind of directed towards you, Viking. He says, I see what you're doing in the combat zone. We've actually been working on a part of the neighborhood nearby, and you are familiar with that, Viking, knowing about the combat zone, hearing about this company and the rep role that you did. You know that just nearby where kind of your building is, they rebuilt up a part of the combat zone. They actually put in some type of transport area that does public transport out of the combat zone, which is very fucking rare. They've cleared out some other stuff so deliveries can happen. They're just kind of trying to, I don't want to say gentrify, but they're kind of boosting up what already is. They're not clearing out bad people or combat zone or poor people. They're trying to build up what it is within, which is very similar to what you do with your building.
Yeah, it's not gentrification, it's rehabilitation.
Exactly. But yeah, you've heard of that, and you pointed that out.
So I kind of look at them, I look over at Eddie, I say, so let's get to brass tacks then. If you want me to work with you, you got to give me a show of good faith. Sure, you fixed up that part of the neighborhood, but there's still plenty more to fix up, and my priorities start with my building. That's where my people are. You put a job on that to get that secure so that no more kids are snatched off the street, I'll work with you.
He just kind of like looks at Jinx and like laughs. He's like, you definitely come in demanding, and that's humorous. He's like, I think you better talk to a couple of our other affiliates and just see exactly what the possibilities are. I don't think you truly understand what I'm offering you here. And he kind of like presses down on the comm. He's like, hey, yeah, send him in. And he kind of like beeps on the comm, and he's like, I have no problem helping your part of the neighborhood. I'm going to help the entire combat zone before I'm through. He's like, and in fact, I want your help. This is where I'm at. We need more people like you that can actually sling a blade, throw a bullet, and help out when it comes to that side of things. And you're already kind of embedded in there. And then when it comes to you, Eddie, like you're a great front man. We need a voice. We need a new voice. And maybe he can explain it a little better. And he kind of like points behind you. And you can see walking in through the door, this elderly sort of rocker boy kind of walks in. And Eddie Brass, you recognize him right away. It's Big Z, this famous rocker boy from back in the day. He's a bit older now. He's kind of weathered. But he walks in the door, and you're a little bit awestruck because, he's, whereas you're, for talking meta, a level 4 rocker boy, this dude's like up there. He's like, 8 or 9 or so by now. He's famous as fuck, and he's known for, kind of pushing the anti-corp agenda. He's very much like how you are lyrically and musically. Maybe not style, he's a little more old school, but definitely message oriented. But you recognize him right away. He walks in.
Eddie's probably just, well, first of all, he's fangirling on the inside, but on the outside, he's trying to like stay composed. And he's like, holy shit, Zen, good to meet you. And like offers like him a hand, see if he'll take it, because he's just like, please just shake my hand, please.
No, he shakes your hand, and he actually recognizes you. Like he's like, no, I know about you. He's like, I really dig your lyrics. It's really cool. And I just want to add here, I hope I'm not talking too much out of style of Big Z, because Alex played Big Z in the previous 2020 Red game we were doing. That was around 2023 or so, like right prior to 4th Corporate War. Then the bomb went off. Well, Now here's the reveal. He did survive. He's been rocking ever since. He's been working with Operation Chaperone, kind of pushing their message musically and rallying the public in the combat zone to kind of align with their messages and things. But he is getting older. He's at the end of that career. You know, he wants to retire. He wants to do whatever he's doing. And in fact, Alex, you tell me, what would Big Z do? He gets this famous. He's big. He's ready to kind of pass on the torch to Eddie. Operation Chaperone wants Eddie to Nova says, I'd love to put you on tour, Eddie, and kind of push the message and get you a whole country route going. The same thing we did with Big Z. We need someone else out there kind of vocalizing for us. But what would Big Z say to Eddie to kind of encourage that or talk about what he's been doing?
Well, I was chatting with our YouTube people, so I kind of missed Zen's entrance, but I picked up on it a little bit later, and surprise, surprise, I'm about to tear up. Zen is gonna walk up to Eddie and clap him on the shoulder and say, "You did good, kid. I heard what you did to that 7-Eleven. It was beautiful. We need more soldiers like you."
Thank you. I try so hard. Eddie's a little bit of a baby in this moment.
Yeah.
Also, can you play bass?
I'll do my best.
Yeah, and what would Big Z do? Like, is he gonna retire and settle down and go off somewhere? Or what's his plans in his elder age? He's definitely done out touring and rioting and fighting and being the head of, OC's person or whatever. What's he gonna be up to?
There's no settling down for Zen. There's more work to be done. He can't be a frontline soldier anymore, but he can coordinate, he can plan, he can lead the group.
How about Nova says, yeah, Big Z's plan, Eddie, we want to get you on the road right away. Big Z's going to kind of mentor you as far as helping align with the right messages. Still, you have complete creative control. We love your style. We love what you're doing. But let Big Z mentor a little. In fact, Big Z, why don't you go tour manage that tour, and maybe you can kind of make sure at least the first tour goes kind of smooth, and then we'll see if we can't get you in your own division and running your own section.
Yeah, that sounds like the plan.
Sounds like a dream.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and right then another guy walks in, and you see this old couple kind of like walk in. They look like they're old school friends. One very tech-like, one very soloed out, and all of you recognize One Up immediately from all the streams and the famous videos of crazy fighting and missions and things that he's done in his time. Now an older man.
Hell yeah.
But he walks in, and so does this other sort of tech. And anybody watching, these are old school characters that my players were running when we were doing the 2020 Red Hybrid. But they all survived. They made it into their elder age and ended up kind of working for the OC, the Operation Chaperone, and now they're kind of running into the new characters. But Nova introduces them as they walk in, but you don't need an introduction. You recognize at least One Up right away. But he introduces and said, yeah, this is One Up and Stitch. They've been with us for a long time. Stitch has been key in getting us set up in different locations where we've had to maybe do some takeovers and stuff, and maybe set up some kind of new tech and invent some things maybe that haven't been around that we needed to maybe do some illegal things, but we won't get into that. All I can say is she's been crucial, and maybe you've heard of One Up, maybe you've seen his streams, but Viking, I would like you to spend some time with him because you're kind of taking over the position he had. He was heading up a lot of our Black Op missions, and like I said, with your background and what you've done for your building, I want to expand it. You came in demanding work on your building. I told you I want to work on the whole combat zone. I'm going to work on your building. That'll be first and foremost. We'll get them set up and safe so you're comfortable leaving them for some times. and we want you to kind of work with one up, and it'll kind of show you the ropes. Head up some other divisions. We might have to clear out some other areas so we can get them stable and get the people the help that they need to progress in this fucked up city. If you're down with that, we'll get started immediately. And in fact, what I'd like to do is let's get you a new hand or a new arm and get that taken care of. I see that's looking kind of raw.
Between the one up and myself, we're at least two good pairs. With Mr. Three Arms over here.
Yeah, he just kind of like laughs. And Jinx is looking a little bit better. She's still kind of upset at the fact that, what happened with Cody. But she looks up and she just kind of looks at all of you and she's like, look, Cody was family to me, but I knew he was into some fucked up shit. Corps are evil. He knew that, but he's family. It's horrible. But I hope all of you can at least team up with us. I know I probably could have gotten him to do this after what happened today. I mean, I was hoping to avoid what happened today, but whatever. We got to move forward. I hope you all agree, and you'll team up with us. And Nova kind of cuts her off, and then he looks towards you, Valentine, and he says, and that kind of leaves you, like I said, the door is open. Yeah, I'm sure you realize you can't go back to Continental Brands. And then he kind of like tosses a folder off towards you. And in that folder, you can see that it has like, your image and a bunch of info and like all your background stuff, all your life path stuff. And all the headers are Continental Brands. And then there's some redacted stuff, and then there's extra pages of what was redacted. Like Nova and them got access to maybe some inside info, whatever these files were. But it definitely lays out some sort of setup at an Oasis station where it looks like they were going to place DNA, and then there was like a report that was going to get released that was going to look like frame you and the team. For going out and trying to take over a petrochem station and stuff, whether Continental Brands would act like you weren't part of it or you died. If that was to separate from the bomb thing that happened, you guys can deduct that and do your roles. But there was definitely a hit from that, confirming that you probably can't go back to Continental Brands. But he's like, there's a place here for you. I'd like to kind of set you up. I can get you in an office. Get you a proper team to work with, and maybe head up some of these operations. You had some really good loyalty. I've looked into what you've done and how long you've been with them. If you're convinced, like you should be, that you can't go back, and that maybe your alignment should shift a little bit, we'd love to have you.
I'd like to think that Cody had only nice things to say about me, but
Cody had Jinx speaks up and she says, no, Cody had extreme loyalty to you. Ever since he started working with you, which wasn't that long ago, he was excited. He had extreme loyalty to you, which he did. You did hook him up. You gave him compliments. You gave him more than 20%. I think you hooked him up. You had his loyalty booming for real though.
It's good to hear. Shame he's gone. So Valentine's priorities are absolutely to align himself with this new corporation that's been presented to him. But in the back of his mind, he's thinking maybe send out a resume to Petrochem, since his home corp has been actively sabotaging everything. He has intimate knowledge of those operations and could maybe turn it around on them.
Yeah, I think that's what Nova was asking you for too, remember? But yeah, you definitely have options. I definitely don't think Continental Brands is one anymore. I think we all agree on that. But yeah,
I'm just gonna go back. I'm just gonna go back and get headshot walking through the door.
Just go in and clock in and act like nothing happened. Yeah, you can do whatever you want. What are you telling Nova though? He just said that.
I'm telling Nova that I'm in.
Okay, cool. He's excited. He says, look, it's settled then. You have a new home here. I really want you guys to kind of talk with our team, get things aligned. And then he points towards Stitch, and he's like, and Stitch is actually going to stay on board. Stitch was a bit younger, if you guys can remember, too. But he said, I want Stitch to head out on tour and kind of work tech stuff with you, Eddie. And kind of show the ropes as far as making messages go across. She could probably invent some things that might help along the way as well. But first things first, he tosses you guys a key card, and he's like, look, go over to the corporate condo, get cleaned up, stay there tonight. It's a bit of a safe house. No one will know you're there. Viking will get your hand taken care of in the morning, and then we'll have a group meeting, and we'll start everyone's life here at Operation Chaperone.
I don't trust Corpse very much, but this is the best thing I think I can trust at the moment, so I'll take it.
Oh,
There's a different kind of corp.
Yeah, I would definitely. You know,
yeah.
Just so you know, you rolled the rep roll. That I'm giving you the inside info. This is definitely the anti-corp corp.
Oh yeah, no, he's totally all about it, but he's saying this to kind of like keep up appearances and shit like that.
Sure,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, of course.
Fair enough. Understandable. Have a good day.
Yeah. No, so it's good. He's happy with that. He gives you guys the card. Big Z, Stitch, one up. Everybody just kind of like nods, shakes hands, and they're happy you guys are on board and tell you they're looking forward to meeting up in the next few days and working out plans and getting you guys started. You guys head out of the office. You guys head over to the address. It's just like you described, a super nice condo in a little private building. It's over on the side of the university. It's very a lot nicer inside in the building than it would appear on the outside, or at least in the location, because it seems very university like college student-esque sort of area, I guess. But yeah, hey, it's a safe house. It's kind of hidden in that area, but super nice. You guys are able to rest up, meet up with the company the next day, and go over meetings and set out the plans for Eddie's first tour and working with Big Z and Viking. He's already got plans for investing in your building and kind of building up that area and other areas that he needs you to kind of help clear out with a team of other solos and people to kind of help when needed. And then Valentine, he's got you in the office kind of working on some other suburb plans. Anyways, this is talk about what is going to happen in the days. And then he's got the plan for Viking to go and get his hand or arm or whatever taken care of, whatever he needs. He just basically wants to make Viking happy and prove to everyone that, you guys are worth something to him and the company. So everything is kind of on the up and up, and we're going to end Team Spicy on that note. We're gonna end it on the positive fact that you guys are now working for at least an entity that's an anti-corp corp. So you have that steady income, steady gigs, something you can at least trust that aligns more with kind of what you guys are about, and kind of brings Valentine into the fold as well. Now he's not like the corp, working with the anti-corps. Now he got a little taste of the evil corp stuff and was pulled into the anti-corp corp. So he can still do his corp shit, his exec stuff, but with a little different alignment, if you will, a little different direction, which is kind of cool. It puts everybody on the same page. But then you guys are also kind of separated. Eddie's getting ready to go on tour. And Big Z's going to kind of take him under the wing, which is very cool. And Stitch is heading out with them to kind of help with the tour work. And then you've got, Viking, who's definitely diving into the combat zone, man with the mission, funded by the Corp to help clean up areas. And they're starting with his building first, which is very cool. His building is so fucking excited and proud of him. Everyone's rep went up, amazingly from this big sort of jump. And One Up was helping Viking do all this. I should add, he's basically showing him the ropes on how to work with the OC during, the process or whatever. And then Valentine, you're a bit separated. You're not working, with another past team member or someone else, but you are taken under the wing of Nova, which is very cool. He's kind of a different type of exec. Now, whether you stick with it or you want to pursue Petrochem or whatever, the world is your oyster, so to speak. Let's not forget Continental Brands is probably still on all of your asses, but at least now you have another corp that seems to have your back, But Valentine, the other reason, and speaking to Alex, and just for people watching too, I know that Team Spicy wasn't able to carry on, and you wanted to still play and stuff like that. So I kind of wanted to play this out to loop back in the previous characters that we have, give it some closure, some happy ending, open world stuff that you can envision how it turns out. But I also wanted to place Valentine in this position where maybe he might slide into Team Nameless once in a while, or we'll start up a separate campaign if you want to, and we can talk about whether once in a while or ongoing, with some other people that I've met now in the recent times that also have advanced red, one of being one of the owners of Sirenscape. So there's different people I'm going to be talking to and putting together some side mission stuff, whether one-shots or intermixing with Team Nameless. But I know you were open to that, so I kind of wanted to push your character in a direction that allowed me to do that if we wanted to. So I just wanted you to know that. And then,
yeah, right
as
on, dude.
always,
I am very excited for that, and I think that you wrap this up in the most magnificent way. I hadn't seen any of this coming, and you are an absolute star for doing it. I do have one thing to point out, though. You put Valentine's base of operations right next to a university campus, so a lot of college girls are about to fall in love and just straight up be murdered.
Oh yeah, no, hey, it's why his handle is Valentine, right? No, I appreciate that. I tried to put some thought into wrapping it up to where it wouldn't just be wrapping up current characters, but pulling in some nostalgic feeling shit, you know, and some just tugging on some emotions with that. And I got teary-eyed talking about it. I got teary-eyed writing out, like when I was thinking about it, I was like, oh shit, oh, when Big Z walks in the door, you know? Like I thought that was just such a cool moment.
Right on, man.
But no, I appreciate it.
Yeah, it's nice. It's nice knowing everyone's still around and everything. She's back.
Yeah.
Give her. But yeah, it's nice knowing everyone's still around and still kicking it through through the rubble.
Yeah, exactly. And I wanted to say too, like I know, you know, with your job and you know, everything else going on, and like the timing just wasn't aligning. We weren't able to play anymore, and with like, you know, pandemic stresses and everything, whatever. If, you know, the door is always open. So if you guys ever want to come back, do a one shot or slide back into a Team Spicy mission or a new one, you know, or whatever, just hit me up anytime, because we can easily slide these characters into a mission, cross over to Team Nameless, put them into a new one, do a one shot, whatever. You know what I mean? I love playing with all of you. So like, if you ever want to play again, you just let me know and we're doing it.
It'll be that season break between the anime when they come back after a time skip and they've been training with the mentors.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. No, I love it. You know, and just keep that in mind. And Red is about to come out, which is very cool. I don't know if you heard the news, but the rule set and editorial phase is done. Artwork layout is done. It's been sent off to the printers, so it's just a matter of time of printing and shipping. Now, granted, during a quarantine, that could take fucking months. Who knows? But at least it's to that point. You know what I mean? So at least that'll be happening. We'll have more players, more GMs. I think the community will be growing. Things will be getting better and better, and we'll be doing more with it. So I just wanted to share that news too. I was excited about that. But yeah, super sad to see Team Spicy come to an end, but super happy that we were able to do a wrap up like this and kind of make it, I don't know, epic or cool or whatever. Put closure to it, you know? And I appreciate that, you guys coming back to do that.
It was epic and cool.
Hell yeah, we went out with a literal bang.
Oh yeah, totally. That's true too. And I wasn't expecting that. I was totally thinking you guys were gonna, like, you know, beat up the cleanup crew and take the van or whatever. But that was like some huge bomb stuff. I was like, oh shit, we're going big time with this. That was cool.
See, that's the problem. I worked at a gas station when I was younger. I know all the weak points.
Yeah, that was cool. But yeah, aside from that, again, thanks so much for playing. Everybody tuning in, please like and share the videos. Subscribe to Cyberpunk Uncensored on YouTube and Twitch. Check out cyberpunkuncensored.com, especially the partners page and all the sponsors. And yeah, I appreciate the hell out of it. I don't know what else to say. I'm actually a little bit sad to hit stop streaming for the last time here with Team Spicy, but I got to do it. Any last words before I kill the transmission?
Fuck the corpse and keep on fighting.
Hell yeah.
Thanks for having us.
Oh, yeah.
It's been great playing with you guys.
All right, take care.
Love
And take
you,
care,
man.
everybody
Later.
listening.